Okay, great morning. It is Saturday, March 16th, and so let's look and see what we have in the cards this morning. Okay, so let's just go for the main element here first. Let me put these on so I can actually see. My eyes don't do so well in a dim light. So, the abysmal. Okay. Danger, insecurity, overwhelm, unpredictability, hazardous conditions, dark emotions, facing fear, and courage. Okay. So people, they get on a path and they do so sometimes in innocence. Okay, innocently. They want to start to have some reconnection with the divine. And they start opening up to looking for a celestial teacher. Okay. They want to do third eye meditations. They want to try to connect with what they think are going to be higher beings. Okay. That are going to give an expression through them, through automatic writing or through basically where they kind of take you over and speak through you, and people get involved in that. And while it can seem on one hand very transformational, they think they're getting these very great wisdoms, it can also be very dark. Okay. So these are things I tell people, really don't mess around with that. You're better off to do a path where you stay very heart-centered. Stay away from third eye meditations, because a lot of these, you get these astral entities that will masquerade as beings of light. Even the Bible talks about you will have angels that masquerade as angels of light, yet they're of the dark. Okay. So it's best to leave those things alone, those types of expressions, okay? Because it can put one, again, into fear. It can put one into those, I just had somebody, in fact, yesterday that was asking about that. They're having all these visions and all these beings and, all this stuff is coming. And people can really get themselves in a mix and really be taken for a ride, and can find themselves in something very detrimental that starts out seeming like that it's innocent and it's play and it's, of the light, but it can start to get darker and darker and darker. And then they don't know how to get out of it. They've got themselves really in a fix. So again, it's best to just leave those types of things alone. Do the meditation where you stay in the heart, you stay present, be in the moment. Okay? Go to a qualified guru and get mantras. Stay under their guidance, because I don't care, the best of paths, and especially if you're going on a path you want to get to realization, you have to confront some very dark things along the way. Okay, a lot of stuff is going to come up for you to transition through, to see beyond, to find the illusion of it. Okay, and so during those times, it really helps to have a support system of somebody that can help to say, this is, you might want to look at this, or look at this direction. Somebody that's already transitioned through that can give you some guidance. They can't walk it for you. You have to walk it yourself, but they can be an aid to give you a map through. Okay. So, you know, again, this is like some of these ones that they start giving out things and it sounds decent on the surface, but you start getting in and it gets darker and darker and darker. This is like that one practice, Shenyang. The Shenyang practices, the practices that they're doing, the I don't want to say meditation, but the physical practice that they're doing, it's sort of like a Tai Chi or Tai Cheng, some Tai Chi, a Tai Chi type of a practice, energetic practice. That's okay. But you start getting into their philosophy, and while on the surface it sounds okay, the deeper you get into their philosophy, the more it's based on fear. It's a very fear-based philosophy, okay? And the more they get into these, you got to do this in order to counteract that, and, you know, they get into very fear-based stuff the further you get drawn into it. Same thing with Scientology. On the surface, it seems good. It seems like, oh, okay, I'm going to get a handle on some things. I'm going to sit with the emotions until the meter doesn't respond anymore. But their philosophy, the further you get into it, they start talking about these, engrams, and these, when you get really deep into the philosophy, they start getting into aliens, and these alien thought forms have taken over, and you need to, I mean, it just really gets out there in outer space, becomes very controlling, very domineering in the end, and people get so sucked in that when they're in the deepest level, they're paying all this money, and they're getting re-indoctrinated into this fear-based nonsense. Okay, they say you want to get to clear, but they never take you to clear or to realization or 0-point balance. They just ingrain you with these philosophies of aliens, you know, and that they've done an inbreeding program, and you have these implants, and I mean, they start getting off into some really crazy stuff later. And then people don't know how to extricate themselves from it, and they've been so conditioned that they wind up really in some crazy philosophies. So it's better to leave those things alone and to, again, get on a path. I don't care if it's a nominal path. If you are not ready to go forward towards realization, which is a very strenuous path, strenuous thing, then stay in one that just makes you be a better person, that's talking about love and light and aiding humanity, staying grounded, okay? Better you do that than you get off into something deeper that you're not ready for, okay? So I'm going to leave this here. Thank you for tuning in. And I wanted to talk a little bit while I'm here about this Clara, what's her name? Clara, Rockmore. Clara Rockmore. She really, when you see her playing the theremin, you can see she's almost in a trance state. And she was, and the ones that are really, really good on the theremin are like virtuosos in another instrument. She was a virtuoso on violin at the age of 4. She was in this conservatory for music at the age of 4. Okay, but due to developing tendinitis, when she came to the U.S., she had to give up the violin, and then she went to the theremin. And when you see her play, she's in a trance. She doesn't move, and you'll see her very still, and that was part of her playing technique. Because she said, if you move anything else, it's going to disturb the note. And since she had perfect pitch, and that's something you have to have playing the theremin, really. That note has to be spot on, perfect. And she was able to develop a method where her notes would just go very fast and fluid rather than sliding one into the other. So many of these theremin people, you see them, they're kind of sliding the notes one into the other. But she didn't do that. And she played for years and years and years. She was, she was magnificent on the theremin. They also have another guy that's from, who I really love, who's from France, this young guy. And I've got it up on my Facebook page. He's fabulous on it. Okay, he's fabulous. So yeah, Clara Rockmore. And let me see if I can find his name here real quick, because he is just really a delight to watch. Oh, Gregoire Blanc. He's from France. She was Russian. He is from France. Oh, and if you see Clara Rockmore playing, the pianist is her sister. Was her sister, who was also wonderful. But I just wanted to put that out there as well. So yeah, this is a very difficult. It seems the ones that are playing it well are virtuosos. This Gregoire Blanc also plays piano. He plays so many instruments. And he is, proficient on all of them. So really, most of the ones I've found that are really excellent players of the theremin are virtuosos of some sort or another. So don't hold out a lot of hope in my playing here. When it comes, we'll see. But the one thing I noticed with Clara, when she plays, she is really like in a meditation state. For her, this playing is meditation. It's being 100% fully in the moment. Nothing exists outside of that music in that moment for her. You can see it. You can see it in her face as she's playing, that she's doing her eyes closed, she's doing the emotions of the music. She is singing through the theremin. It's like singing through the theremin, that she can put the emotion in, and it's really quite amazing. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Saturday, and I will see you online. Aho.